Welcome back. Just game one of our semi-finals here at the Intel Extreme Masters. This is the Intel Challenge here in Katowice. It is a sunny Sunday. It's 7 degrees hotter than it was yesterday. That's right.
How do you know if it's sunny or not? We're inside.
That's true. I haven't actually seen this.
I think it's really cloudy.
I'm only going by what my phone says. What a future we live in. I just sit there and go, oh, it's sunny outside.
And
Good.
you're literally like 10 feet away from the outdoors.
Can you see a window, Yanko? I see no windows in this
You can
dark
walk
room.
out of the door, you know.
But
get some fresh air.
No, there's actually a ball and chain here, and I'm full unlocked to this desk.
Maybe an IV as well. I know Moses could use one now.
Yeah, we're going to be jumping into our second game soon. Let's get back on track, because we've got ourselves Mirage to dissect. We did just see Inferno, after triple overtime, go the way of Karma. They had the lead, 13-5 the score, and then getting it stripped away from them from CLG. Definitely having a bit of a strong fortitude of mind. I mean, to have that and to be able to get that game so close, that already is a good statement about CLG, but not enough to pick up the win. Mirage next. I'm going to start with Heather or Sapphire. What are you thinking about this coming into Mirage? You were surprised by Inferno. Does this one make a lot more sense?
This one definitely makes sense. So I doubted Karma a bit on Inferno. I haven't seen what they have had to offer on that map before. But on Mirage, really solid map for them. This is one they prefer. And actually, what's interesting is that CLG picked it. But Karma, I'm sure, was very satisfied with how those picks and bans worked out in their favor. I think on this map, I think it was either Lauren or Moses that mentioned we didn't see those op battles on Inferno between Potter and Emily. Mirage is where that's going to happen. So these two operators are very versatile. You're going to see them rotate throughout the map, and I think there's going to be some interesting battles there.
Okay, and I mean, I do want to highlight Emma Leach. She was catching a lot of people's attention on that Inferno, holding CT Arch to me, felt passive. She was not committing to, she would go for a fast flash peek, and then, I'm talking about Inferno again. Alex, we're talking about Mirage. I'm getting sidetracked. It was a long game, there's a lot to say, we didn't have too much time to dissect it, but
there is something you can draw from your sentence, Alex, even though they didn't make much sense.
Thank you, Yanko.
Emily had a great game, right?
Yeah.
And we saw that, you know, they had issues with some executions, missing smokes and so on. If that happens on Mirage and you have a good opper on the opposing side, you can get punished for it real bad. If you miss that window smoke on mid, right, you know, it can cost you the round. And also, it's interesting, there's this YNK guy. He did a great video on Mirage.
How do I see that video, Yanko? Where do I go?
You go to YouTube. Basically,
right?
It's YNK CSGO is the channel,
Okay.
right? You can just type, you know, mid control on Mirage and so on. But check it out. It's fun.
I plan to, and actually, they just want to jump straight into game. Understandably so, we have already taken that break. So I'm going to push you for predictions for this one.
Karma.
You want us to see a 2-0 Karma? All right, Yanko's calling it, Heather.
I'm going 2-0 Karma, too.
Yeah.
Belief, there is belief. A team that, you know, struggled in the last year, now we're going to try and get some revenge, strike revenge into CLG, and we'll be finding out how it plays out with your casting pair. It's once again, it's Pansy and Moses. Take it away, you enthusiastic duo.
Thank you so much. It's nice of you to finally form a sentence on a throw. Very, very impressive, if anything.
And the knife round's
actually gone.
We're all having trouble with sentences today.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they think it's going to be a 2-0 for Karma. I think it's. I think we're going to see CLG fight back here.
I'm on the CLG red train. They look too cool this morning to lose. Like, as ridiculous as that sounds, they have matching shoes. And they're red. Which like, you have no idea how cool. Like, we were outside, like, talking to them when we got off the bus this morning, and I was just like, they're cooler than me, and I don't know how to handle it. Which isn't saying much.
Yeah,
like,
no,
quite genuinely,
it's not a big
I actually am a bit special at times at the moment. Like, my brain is just not working very well. But they are very cool. So I want to see them win. That's my deep analysis.
Yep.
Cool people, good shoes, want them to win.
Well, this is that map now where we can see that op battle come out. I mean, the analysis was right. We didn't get to see it too much on Inferno. It's a difficult up map, but here on Mirage, plenty of opportunities now for Potter and Emily to go head to head. That's going to be huge. Big thing to note as well is that I believe last map both. I mean, if I'm remembering correctly, I think Team Karma actually won both pistol rounds. So that's going to be huge. If CLG is able to even just take one of these, it's going to be a massive, massive ability for them to get up some rounds that they weren't able to have in the last map. So, take it away.
Thank you, Moses, I will. And it does seem as though we are seeing CLG Red, of course, on this T side now, taking that mid control. Maybe been watching some of Yanko's videos. Who knows? Maybe someone in the world did. And we're going to see that one play split through Palace as well. Emily still probably making the right choice to play this relatively passively. However, it does give room for movement here. And Benita, if the timing is right, could be deadly. However, it's looking at this, we've still got the molly there with Artstar. It's kind of curious to see mollies into the pistol round, but there's the breakthrough kill. Benita does find Emily, and now there's 2 players in towards CT. Need to kind of find the right pacing to this. Maybe go for the retake here, but completely flashed up. Miha does cover off Goose Breeder, so down to a 4v4. Bomb plant coming in. Nice plant there. Set up for Miss Harvey and Potter, of course. Means that these 4 are going to have to play retake pretty damn sturdily.
Yeah, this position by Miss Harvey is so strong as well. 1 kill, Artstar falls on the rotate. Goosebreeder has a kit, but there's too many people ready to peek at her. And Miss Harvey with another kill, Benita as well. This is a clean sweep for CLG so far. They have lost Cath, but no real issue taking that pistol round. So there it is, first one of the series. On the Terra side of Mirage, CLG Red gets on the board first. And what kind of an investment are we going to see out of Karma? Are they going to go for that scout on Emily? Are they going to go for the armor and pistols? And yes, they are. Artstar and Miha already bought up, so is Rain now. And Goosebreeder with the Deagle as well. So
I was worried that your brain stopped then, if I'm honest.
yeah.
I was like, is he okay? But I like the pacing most.
Just waiting to see what's coming.
No, I know. It's tantalizing almost when you do these sort of things. I just saw soup being brought as our lunch, and that's the last thing I want right now. Emily, though, going to be watching that connector push. And waiting for that, and of course the armor is there to boot, so they can do some work, considering there are a lot of rifles that are out for CLG Red. This could be a very tough round. Potter, though, going to be caught out, actually, by Emily. And that is, that could have been a recoverable rifle. Little does Emily know that, but definitely was possible.
I mean, that's kind of a small mistake by CLG that could come back to haunt them. They have no SMGs. They have all these rifles. They don't have a lot of utility to use when they decide to hit, so that needed to get traded out. Now Emily's got herself in a little bit of a clever position, but she bails out. She's grabbed a lot of intel. She knows there's at least 2 in mid. She might have even spotted the 3rd. But still, no commit anywhere from CLG. Benita all alone as well. She's very exposed. So some opportunities here for Karma to get some picks, but it's going to be Diane who finds Artstar pushing up into those halls, and now in the ladder room is Harvey taking this duel, not able to find Rain just yet.
And I'm not sure if I like the T side at the start, them playing very alone, and they've actually allowed a rotate to come in from the CT side. Now here we go. Suddenly Rain's found Miss Harvey, and that's left only 3 standing. Die being low makes it harder, and suddenly Goosebreeder finding that kill is going to make this worse. Benita now in a 1v4. This is tedious errors from CLG, being too cautious, kind of giving away rounds like this. There we go. Karma's going to pick it up in the end, and that is going to be a 1-1 coming through, and they sound thrilled with that, apparently. But I don't know, CLG Red, I don't know why you'd literally allow a pistol round to go to that degree. You gave them the opportunity then.
Yeah, very spread on their pistol, getting a couple players getting picked off all by themselves, no trades, and without the SMGs to just be hyper aggressive, they're staying far back, and they're allowing rotations, they're allowing Karma to get the intel and move around the map with it. So, I mean, CLG does win the pistol round, but it doesn't really matter too much when you drop the second. So Karma now in the driving seat. They also get 3 free AK-47s. So you can see Goosebreeder, Emily, Rain, they all have Molotovs to use now. It's a huge advantage for them into this round. And even though it is a buy-up from CLG Red, there's a nice crossfire set up at this B bomb site for defense.
Rain and Artstar will be the 2 players to have to deal with this massive amount of players coming through. And here we go, the first molly goes in. That's only going to maybe catch a couple of seconds of worth, but they don't check towards short. They're just trying to challenge on towards sight, and you can't ignore it forever. That rifle will start doing damage, but Artstar switching over to the USPS, still doing some serious work here. Use it down to just 4 players standing for Karma. 2 on towards the other side. Miss Harvey still with the Tech 9 though, but Potter has recovered the rifle. This could be starting to cause maybe a bit of a problem here, and they line up, but they can't get it done. Artstar will remove Potter as a threat, and it just leaves Miss Harvey alive.
Yeah, not really too much left for her to do. They know exactly where she is. She's blinded up, and all 4 members just staring right at him. And there it is. Goosebreeder's going to clean it up. So that crossfire, Rain actually misses the initial shots, but it's just a strong position that CLG couldn't clear her out quick enough. Karma go up 2-1, and now we have the AWP out for Emily, and there's not going to be a buy here from CLG Red. They have to save as much money as they can with that investment in the last round, not getting enough done, not getting a plant, only 1 kill. So they've just got to save their money for the next gun round. And actually, Potter might not even have her AWP without that plant, and if she does, it's going to be without armor. Oh, this is going to be sick. Pop Flash comes in. There's the peek. Miha beheads Miss Harvey, and she goes for a second and a third and a fourth. Oh, no, she doesn't get it. Benita eventually does clean her out, but Goosebreeder's there for the recovery.
And now just Benita left alive. Nade going to trickle to the feet, not going to help out either, and bit of a whiff shot then, but the P250 will claim it, and there we go. Karma keeping things relatively clean here. Miha being the play to pick up 3, of course, and their round did eventually fall, but good play. 3-1. Here comes the buy-up, and as you said, maybe a little bit of a lacking presence, as Potter will not have the AWP here.
She could have gotten it, but like I said, it would have been without armor, so not wanting to risk that. Maybe wanted to be a little bit faster paced as well. Maybe they're calling some kind of a quick strategy. It's going to be Miss Harvey and Potter to grab mid control. But Emily's going to be here to challenge with the AWP. Flashbang comes out. It actually hits Emily, just drills her. So she falls away. Doesn't get that blind from it, but just the presence. She knows she's about to be put under pressure. And there's one coming from underpass as well. That's Kath, who eats a little bit of nade damage. But they've forced Karma to be a little bit passive in mid, so they have control.
Now, this seems relatively similar to that first pistol round that did accumulate towards an A hit. It is Benita again being that apps player, which did actually do very well. She was able to find Emily at the very start of things, but now, of course, with weapons and a AWP on play, it's going to be a little more difficult than that. However, now, they are running out of options, and they only, excuse me, have one smoke on Miss Harvey, so I guess you're going to have to pick where you put this. Maybe just towards jungle, or do a close one towards the side of stairs and try and maybe take the focus towards CT, but Kath in a bit of an endless battle then in towards ladder room, and it does seem to be an A play coming through. The smoke does go towards ramp again. As Miss Harvey lines up the smoke towards, I think that's going to go towards stairs if I'm not mistaken. And that's their one choice to go for here. Going to have to challenge out everyone else, and it will be Mia waiting in the dark corner and does pounce. There we go. The lack of smokes and utility going to be hindering every approach from CLG as this is Karma with the shutdown.
Yeah, late Molotov comes out towards ramp as well, so Potter was the only one there. She had no teammates to trade off that kill, in a crucial position to hold on the defense for Karma. 4-1 now, and now the money starts building up. You can see Rain, $7,500, about 5,000 on a couple other members as well. Miha and Artstar, both over 5,000. So plenty of money now, and they can continuously rebuy these Molotovs, all these smokes. They have everything they need to block off choke points. And CLG with no success quite yet since the pistol round. It's been all Karma. Emily now just kind of a delayed peek into middle. But Potter, the timing of it, she's not exposed quite yet. So this is going to be a play up connector. There's no utility, but 3 members coming through underpass. Going to try and surround and rush this off, but Emily, she's going to get the first kill. Plenty of time now to readjust. Misses the second shot, and there it is. They do swarm her. Miha gets one, but the op has been salvaged by Benita, and what can she do from it? She's got to have some success.
Not going to have much with that. Rain still playing around the ladder and going to make that hurt. And there we go. Rain again takes presence towards mid. It's Miss Harvey now. At least going to get a bomb plant for this, so not too bad. I was about to say that, and then another molly would come out. But there we go. Rain closes down with some very important kills. Going to wait on the molly. That's, you know, an improvement as to normal as to how this game's gone. And if any of you at home have worked out how many people have died to a molly, please do tweet me and Moses, because we are dying to know that information.
It's got to be at least like 5 or 6.
Yeah. What was your Twitter again? Moses?
CSGO.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Thanks.
There's a plug.
Thank you.
I hear they call me Pansy. You should tweet us how many people have died to mollies if you can count that high. I'm not sure I can. Might go above my 2 hands. It's very difficult. But hey, we are into the big buy. This is, wow, okay. Double up on the T side.
Yeah, I mean, that plant was actually really, really crucial for Miss Harvey to get. That gives them so much money. They have the full losing bonus built up. The interesting thing now is this is going to be an execute. And with 2 ops on an A execute, you only have 3 members to put pressure onto the bomb site. So those AKs have got to be very, very effective. And Goose Breeder's being a little bit cheeky, peering over the edge of the smoke. Pop Flash comes over. She's going to clear it out, but coming through that smoke, Kath finds her. It's not working.
That's smooth.
Let's not even get into it.
Oh, that's exceptional. This time that smooth is plentiful. So, I can't do this, Moses. It's all over.
Look at this angle.
But
There's a gap here for Miha. This is incredible.
There's a hell of a lot of gaps actually in this smoke, but it has actually allowed a chance there for a couple of players to do the damage. It's Emily at the front of this. Round the back, here comes Artstar as well. Potter is about to be absolutely hammered if she hasn't got the angle. She does, though. Down to 2v2. Perfect plant for Potter. She has to clutch this out. No! Emily just standing up in this one. Going up with everything they need. Basic mistakes coming in. That CT smoke allowed a chance for pressure to be applied. Emily made the most of it going out from jungle, and these are not errors that I'd imagine happening from a team who's got a team house, who has this time to practice. You should be able to nail the A smokes every time, every single day of the week.
I mean, that's just an incredible round from Emily as well. 4 kills against the double op setup as well. I mean, Diane or Potter, none of them were able to pin her down and prevent her from re-peaking. Now another op on Potter into this round. But Emily, I mean, she's been the star so far. Potter's gonna have her AWP in haul. She spots one out. She can't land the shot though. Doesn't even deal the damage. 2 Molotovs come out. So they force a good amount of utility to be used. So Karma late into the round. There's only a minute and there's a minute and a half left, and they just used so much utility. They have no smokes. They only have 3 Molotovs left. So CLG pressured early, and actually just Karma with a 6-1 lead, they get a little bit antsy and use so much.
It's getting worrying though for CLG. You've got to consider that one round just isn't really good enough, considering that was the pistol as well, the first pistol, then the second got turned towards Karma's favor. None of these gun rounds have gone well. These are some fundamental errors. It's mistakes you shouldn't be making. It's going to be another pinch towards A. Miha, Emily, and Gooseberry are going to be the ones have to kind of sit back and wait for this to happen. A couple of flashes of Molly still on the T side can mean that they can clear corners quite quickly. So already Emily just gets the face again. 2 kills back to back. Goes in on third. Denied by Kath, but Miha's found where the slack was put and picks it up. And here we go. Finally landing some good shots here actually from CLG more than anything. Back on this plant for ramp. If Potter makes it out there, this is going to be very hard to retake, but they do still have a Molly and a couple of flashes.
And these retakes, as we've said for Karma, have been so incredibly strong. Potter is going to be underneath the balcony. Smoke still in CT spawn. Molotov is going to go out towards the boxes. Potter's not going to be affected by that, and there she is waiting, but that flashbang is perfect. She's got to hide. They spot her out as well. They know exactly where she is now, and she looks the wrong way at the wrong time. Artstar takes her out. Now down to a one-on-one. Kath looking for 4 kills in this round to save it for CLG. Swinging out wide, she's gonna lose it. Artstar finds the battle. Kath peeks just a little bit, is not ready for that angle. So another successful retake in a 2-on-2. Karma is up to 7-1 and even salvages the AWP.
7-1. What a scoreline after the insanely close game previously. Back-to-back rounds, the overtime coming into place. It was incredible, and now this is a complete and utter different display. This is kind of worrying. This is when you didn't reset very well. This is when you tilt. This is not a good place for CLG Red.
And that's why you see the pause coming out now, because and this might not even be a tactical thing. This is almost at the point where they're just like, all right, everybody calm down. Obviously talking about what they're going to do next, but it's just, you know, focus up. Like, recenter yourselves. We're down a map. This is the semifinals. We can't afford to be having this kind of a performance at this stage. They are going to buy into this round. They have plenty of money from the plant, from the losing bonus. The only thing they're going to be missing is an AWP, but to be honest, it hasn't really worked out for them, so that's not a huge issue.
And looking at Team Karma, calm, cool, collected, having fun, looking relaxed now. Kind of how CLG Red looked during Inferno, I guess, and didn't go super good for them, let's put it that way. So, as I said, a couple more things to discuss through on this point. CLG Red certainly have a lot to discuss, but what they took out of this, we'll have to wait and find out. It's been a little bit lackluster from CLG Red, seeming to do the same sort of things, try and take that mid control, build towards A, but then when it really comes down to it, sure, they get towards a site, but either they lose out to someone having a really outstanding round like Emily being able to land these and not being punished for it, or the retakes come in and they don't withstand. So we are back underway here in the semi-finals at the Intel Challenge in Katowice. And on the CT side so far, Team Karma has been running Rampage, but another default A coming through, and last time around this was not a beautiful display, actually, from CLG Red. There are some mistakes that certainly came in, and now that smoke's going to cost a couple more seconds.
Yeah, just very, very standard round. I mean, right out of the gate, CLG doesn't even go for map control. They're just going to execute here onto this A bomb site. When does Emily read this to rotate back? Miha's got a little bit of a clever position. Smoke comes out. She misses the timing. Now they're already up on the boxes. She gets a good dink on Miss Harvey. There's Potter with the kill as well. Miha, they line up for her, but Potter helps her out. So down to a 3-on-3. Emily hasn't been able to chime in. The smokes this time block her off, and the plant is going to go down. Another retake. This could be a disastrous nightmare if the success continues for Team Karma.
I do like those adjusted smokes, allowing the plant to go for towards ramp. It's kind of a little bit of an adjustment on the one towards jungle, a little closer to the side. But here we go, retake time coming in from the CT side. Rain at the helm, gonna take the challenge at Tetris, and Kath just smashes her back. And there we go, trade out coming in. But the problem is that Potter, if she gets challenged down, this is it. Oh, Emily, what a shot comes through. There's the defuse, and that nightmare repeats again for CLG Red.
Yeah, the utility, those smokes in both choke points. Both CLG members have to push through it. Such a tough spot to be in for both of them. And Emily is just on point right now, 12-3. That flick with the pistol was so nice.
We've almost got to feel a little bit for CLG Red. This is This is that same nightmare. This is Inferno again, trying to hold the retakes and just being desperately unsuccessful in them. It's a bit of a rarity, but here we go. Back into the CLG Red, of course, still able to buy up as enough losses will give you a chance. And what is that? Miss Harvey taking a bit of an off angle to mid, doesn't really find much from it. And Emily, you don't want to give her a chance at the moment. She is absolutely on point and just taking names. Now 1 minute 28 seconds left. T-side already trailing a member. Moses, this is not looking good.
No, not at all. And actually the window isn't even smoked off right now. Rain still up in the ladder room. Her and Kath have had this battle a couple times. Nate does massive damage, but Rain doesn't commit to the fight. CLG spread out across the map. They can't even decide where they want to go. Potter's going to try and keep Rain locked in here, but it's Emily. I mean, this angle has been so effective for her.
And relatively going rather unpunished, which is the more surprising part in my eyes, that it has been a consistent, but no one really finding that form to find any challenge towards it. Benita could have been in a spot to do so. A little dangerous, obviously, to come out of Palace and play that sort of angle, but certainly a possibility. Now Artside going to be the one have to back away from that, actually going to take herself away from the situation. There's the threat that can come in from Palace. Now, Emily, though, should be able to line up the shot. Doesn't quite get it, but this is all a ploy. This is a clever play, but now suddenly I think they realize what's going to come their way. It's a B hit from 3 players. Rain on short, gets run over, and finally CLG sell the fake, get the bomb down, and it's retake time finally for the CT side here.
Yeah, nice play from Benita, gets that pick. Oh, Emily again with a nice shot. Now Kath has got to be very careful. Emily, be a little bit patient, wait for your teammate. She's joined her now into this 2-on-2. Kath over towards Catwalk 1 at the bench. Molotov. That's going to be dangerous for Diana. They're going to run right through the smoke and jump out the window. And there's the pistol out for Emily. She gets that kill. Got one more to find it. The plant is not for Kath. Emily can stick this. Full 5-second defuse. Kath is going to be pushing up. Is she going to get there in time? 1 second, and she does find it. Crucially, she doesn't fall for anything. Kath gets them their second round. First since the pistol.
But how do you almost lose those sort of rounds? What is it, a 3v2-ish? Bomb plant, you set up? It's terrifying, but...
I mean, Emily's at 15-4. This is a really nice individual performance. But despite such a big winning streak for Team Karma, actually, CLG's done some good damage in these rounds. The economy is essentially depleted behind this buy. So much like Inferno, it's another situation where the score is still very spread out. But one win for CLG, they can break the economy, they can close the gap.
And I really like this. I like seeing round progression anyway, or just, throughout the map, whether it's Palace or not, it gives you information, it gets you started into these games. Kath has actually shut down Miha here, but we still know the real threat, the monster of Connector that still lurks, is Emily. And Kath smashes it. Lovely little double coming out from her, single-handedly doing some insane amounts of work. Still, however, a player awaits on A, that being Goose Breeder, sat just on top of Dark, and Kath had the right idea, couldn't quite land the finisher on it. Now here comes the close, lovely. The rest of the net from CLG Red falls into place at the right time, and it's just Artstar, the B solo player, pretty much left alive.
That's Kath just now saying, all right, Emily, you've dominated us from that position. It's not going to happen again. She just pre-fires it. No response from the op, and Artstar, like we said, the economy's gone, so there's no reason for Artstar to even push forward and try and make an effort into this round. Just save your gun, use it for the next one, see if you can do some damage then. Maybe you have some kind of an opening kill that's going to allow your teammates to build off of it. But a good response finally from CLG Red. The pause didn't immediately have an impact on it, but eventually now CLG Red strings 2 together. They're going to have a chance here, but I mean, it comes down to surviving again an anti-eco, which they lost in the second round.
Not going to be the simplest of things. There we go. Finally, CLG Red get that well-needed round on the board. Long time in the making, it felt like. 8-3 now being the scoreline, and now we get the AWP. Now we get everything they need, and they have the advantage. You can see the money on the opposing side here for Team Karma. It's 2.5k, 1.8 after upgrading the pistols, so it's excuse me, highly limited. So seeing what they can do is going to be the important one. But there will probably be some flashbacks, some rounds on Inferno where they have gone very close in this. And I like this from us. I'll take the rifle aggressively. She's got backup as well. Doesn't get much done with it. But Goose Breeder can do some brilliant work. Okay, that's a 2-for-1 trade. They're going to get 2 rifles out of that. Emily can't get there to make anything of it. Potter takes the shot. So now 3 left for the CT side.
Yeah, Emily was dead no matter what. Goose Breeder's picked up a good amount of utility. She has an AK. Miha now has an M4 as well. No armor on any of them. That's the one difficult part. And also, Rain is the only Karma member without a rifle, and she's the one that's going to bear the brunt of the attack. Alone in the B bomb site. Three members of CLG slowly working their way over there, and actually Miha's got a decent read on this, gambling a little bit towards the B site. But Potter's holding off this rotation. This should be an easy kill, but it misses. Potter can't hit the shot, so now that rifle is going to come into play. Rain gets a nice headshot. Miss Harvey trades it off, but Miha's here with the rifle.
God, Moses, this is insane. They've got 2 guns now up on the CT side as well. Kath could save this, though. Potter needs to keep selling this, though. Has to keep taking these brave shots. Does get the arm towards Goose then, and now Kath closing in. Like, you know, you can hear the Jaws theme tune in the background. Just do, 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 do. No one watching it. Kath. All right, there we go. Got a little nervous then. A little worried about that. I was like, no, not this, not like this. But well played down in the end to hit the brakes, take the time to actually land that shot. And now 8-4 CLG Red. Starting to look like this isn't impossible. It's just going to be an incredibly uphill struggle.
Op comes out again, though, for Emily. It's dropped over to her. She's got armor behind it as well. Gives Artstar a FAMAS. So that one gun that was saved, that one M4, allows Artstar to build up enough money to give Emily the weapon she needs to have a massive impact. It's going to be another A execution for CLG. They're already lined up for it. Just going to wait out the smoke at a ramp. It's going to come down to Miha and Goosebreeder, and then Emily on the rotate is going to have to be very effective.
And normally they go for the kind of play where they like to smoke a little closer to the site than the standard. However, this time with Potter making these sort of peaks, this could be a linchpin off the back of it. Now, Emily's going to be working her way up the stairs, so actually, with Potter being this far out, it's a little confusing, but they trade out eventually. Now, Miha gets a chance to get into this, and look at CLG playing ahead of the smokes, a little brazen, a little brash in that. They don't get the shots they need to, and now Emily's allowed to run Rampage, and there's a smoke failure in this one. There's a gap in it that allows a peek from the stairs, and the bomb yet to go down. Artstar on the flank. This is starting to look pretty bad for CLG.
Yeah, Artstar got a good jump on this hit. They pushed up Catwalk right before it came out, so she's got a nice flank. She dinks Diane, doesn't get the kill, though. Should be an easy cleanup for her teammates, though. Now they know exactly where Benita is. Back at the bomb site, she's down to 10 HP, and Emily's just going to clean her out with the pistol. So the op still stands at 9th round for Team Karma now as they get back on the board. Another buy, though, for CLG, and you're right. Once again, it comes down to that gap in the smoke. Rain found a great angle on those stairs where she's able to just peer over the top of that smoke.
Yeah. And these sort of problems, these sort of areas are what you can fix in dry runs. You look at it, you literally put the smokes down, you go over there and you look at what can happen. And you know, I love the plan, I love the theory crafting behind how they were actually playing those plants for ramp. But if there's flaws in it, you can't keep running it against a team who's actually reading your play style. So 9-4, CLG Red starting to trail. They've still got a bit of money to play with here, and these B hits haven't been too awful. Excuse me, generally running over Rain, but it's Artstar who's been a bit of a thorn in the side, so it's going to be a fast and quick hit off the back of it. Nice work from Dai, and a bit of a shaky performance from Artstar there. It's going to be Rain to have to pick up the pieces, and she is certainly doing that, excuse me. Bit of a force of havoc coming through there. Is now 3v4. I wouldn't say it's impossible, Moses, because we've seen these retakes being pretty deadly.
Yeah, but a really tough spot now, all blocked into the choke point. That hit was not delayed enough for the rotations to get there in time. They've got to now be aggressive out of these smokes, out of these choke points. There's Emily, of course, jumping out, but 2 responses from CLG. Miss Harvey and Kath both pretty much ending this retake possibility. And Karma gets reset. Last round of the half, and they're not going to have a lot to work with. In fact, when I say that, I mean they're essentially going to just have pistols.
So, 5.7s, P250s, a little bit of utility here. Like, literally anything they can afford at this point. It's far from ideal. So, back into the breach once more. We'll be seeing exactly how much CLG Red can do here. They need to keep this pretty much together, just play off the back of it. We've known they've actually been struggling in some of these rounds to close them down cleanly, and look at the aggressive play coming out. It doesn't amount to much. Dai will at least pick that one up, but at the moment, you've got to be worried for these guys. It's never been a clean sort of approach, but this time it's starting to go better. Emily, sure, finds 1, but it's not the end of the world. Potter could be caught if maybe Emily had some good timing on that. Doesn't have it. Picks up a rifle, and now 2v4.
Yeah, and this is a situation now where CLG, all they should really do here is group up and just hit a bomb site together. No matter who they find, no matter how many, the trades should all go in their way. Yep. So all 4 members are going to be in these B tunnels, and they're going to take over this bomb site. Actually, I think the closest defender is Rain, who's on Catwalk. Emily's going to have a quick flank, but I think it's going to be a little bit too little too late, as they're already about to get the bomb planted.
Yeah, and sadly for Rain, she actually backed away just as they started to make the play. So they're going to have to kind of revisit this spot again. Now takes the peek. One player is actually holding the push up on short. Potter's got the back. This shouldn't be possible, and I like the way that Potter's already considering this. I hope timing's not against her, because it very well could be, and timing is against her. Misses the shot. Now Emily's got a little bit of a drop of this. Doesn't make anything of it, and is kept safe now. Rain lost. We're alive. Can't really find anything else. So CLG recover to a respectable scoreline at this point.
Yeah, and it's off the back of Kath, who had a fantastic half, you know, picking things up later on, getting a bunch of key entries. Benita as well. She only, one round I think that she had was really, really impactful, was just getting that opening pick. It was the first gun round they won, and that seems to have opened the floodgates a little bit. So this is actually pretty similar to Inferno, where CLG on their T side in the first half was locked out for a certain period of time, and then figured things out, got some rounds towards the end. And now it's just going to be, unlike Inferno, can they actually finish this off?
It's going to be the big question, isn't it? The big task, more than anything, is can they close? CLG Red, they seemingly come alive on their CT sides. So maybe they could do something with that.
Well, we saw how good Emily was and how much of an impact that had with that AWP on the CT side. Is Potter going to be able to replicate that? Because these ops can be so incredibly effective on this map. We also saw some double op setups, you know, on Inferno. Is that going to come out on Mirage, where it's also very effective?
We will find out very, very soon. We are almost underway into the second half here of the second map in this semi-final between Team Karma and CLG Red. Map 1, of course, going the way of Team Karma. It looks like a bit of a default A, 2 smokes in place, or in play, should I say, at the moment. An interesting stance coming out from the CT side, both playing quite passively towards site. No one's actually in it, so opting for a bit of a gap towards CT, just going to try and take the fight. A bit dangerous when there's 2 players there, and actually, here we go. Suddenly the T side is breaking through. They're getting there, but this is a whitewash. CLG Red doing the damage. There's Kath again. And Benita, the 2 players you pointed out during that little bit of a break, coming into their own.
Both pistol rounds on this map now go the way of CLG. That was a ridiculous hold. That was sick. When those hits come in, the most important thing is just keeping control of those CT spawn stairs, but they just slaughter everyone. They don't feel any pressure whatsoever. So clean sweep, 7-9 now, and CLG, this is the danger. They lost the second round in the first half. That cannot happen again.
No, I can imagine it's in the back of their minds as well. And I like this same sort of form from CLG Red, just kind of sitting back quite passively against these pistols and just seeing what happens, and not taking close-up fights and not allowing those Tech 9s or P250s to find their ideal range to do the most damage. So Kath going to take a little bit of damage, but gets all the information. Allows Benita to find Miha pushing out that palace area as Potter will get overrun. And still a little bit dangerous in that one, but Benita and Kath still doing incredible work here. Bomb's going to go down, so a nice bit of silver lining for the T side in this one, considering how the opening couple of seconds went, but there's the cleanup and there's the defuse.
Yeah, only 1 kill. They probably would have liked to get at least 1 more on to do some economic damage, but either way, the plant is pretty nice out of them, and CLG, they do sustain, so they get up towards 8. Still, rifles across the board. Diane has that UMP. A little bit of an opportunity now against these unarmored opponents. It does have good armor pen either way, but gives that bonus money. So that might be a situation where she's going to upgrade next round no matter what. So just get aggressive with it. See if you can build up some money.
Why is Art Star?
Why not?
Fair enough. Why not? 1 rifle with armor and then 1 smoke and a flash. So let's see.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a misbuy, but also it could be just kind of a situation where they say, let's see what comes of it with the Galil. I mean, it's not a huge issue to have 1 Tech 9 in the gun round, salvage a weapon, get to be aggressive with it. So maybe playing with the money system a little bit. They're going to have to run through a Molotov, and there's another kill on the Molotov. And look how low they've gone from running through the fire. A second Molotov kill for Miss Harvey. And the rest of it is just going to be mowing him down. She gets 4 kills, and Potter takes the last one, steals it away.
Great hold coming through from CLG Red then. This is what we mean. We're consistently impressed with their CT side normally. It's been actually quite fruitful for their games leading up to this. It's more, how much can Team Karma do now? They've got the orb coming out on Emily, so this is where it gets a little more deadly, a little more dangerous. Artstar having to forego this round. I feel that must have been a misbuy, quite possibly. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to see the Galil in the hands of Potter now, so for their hopes, you have to imagine they're praying that doesn't get utilized too much, because Artstar will be kicking herself. But still, coming into this one, a little bit of a different style here for Team Karma, not focusing so much on taking that mid control as, let's say, it was such a heavy investment, but they are getting it. And now Potter and Kath have to be very cautious here.
Yeah, the op on Emily working its way up catwalk. It is just a glass cannon. She has no armor. She's got to be very careful about the aim punch, which fight she takes, but she doesn't have an opposing op to go against. And actually, they've gotten up catwalk essentially for free. I'm not even sure if CLG spotted this yet. Oh, no.
What?
Rain walks right in front of Emily, takes off her head. Wrong person to shoot, and now this B bomb site, though, is still under a lot of pressure. They're making it work regardless of the TK. So this first gun round is looking good. 4-on-2 situation, and Potter's gonna go for this retake. She's swinging around the bomb site, doesn't clear the corner. And that's a 10th round for Karma now. They survive with 4 members. The only death is a team kill.
Poor Rain. Rain's now on like 3.5, just like, Jesus. I guess I'm back in this. Great.
You know, that probably would have been a little bit of like a more heated exchange if they had lost that round with the team kill coming in.
Oh,
The
that
fact
would have
they
been
won it.
fantastic. Because the best thing is when you're at these events, you can just like look at each other and you're like, what are you doing?
What have you done?
What have you done? All right. Nice passive approach from Team Karma here. Maybe expecting aggression from CLG Red, and actually, that's exactly what's happening. Kath might be in trouble here. 3 players, and there it is. Smacked down by Emily. That is perfect to begin a round like this. 4 players now remain. The double up still in practice. This has become quite hard to hold.
Yeah, they've got to be very careful with 2 ops for CLG. They don't give one right back, and that was the opportunity. Potter misses the shot, rotates over towards the A-bomb site. There is just Artstar on A ramp. This is looking, instead of the catwalk into a B pinch, this is going to be a pinch towards that A-bomb site. And actually, they just smoke everything off. Now they head up catwalk. Artstar at A ramp is just going to be a lurker.
I feel Artstar's is like in a different team speak right now, just doing different things. It's great. But anyway, Dai does get the job done. Oh, the double up combo coming up with everything they need at this point. Right now left in a 1v3. Knows where one is, but I don't think you want to be peeking Dai at the moment. She is on fire, and they do close around. We are back all even, all square at 10-10. And yeah, I'm not sure what is going on with Artstar. I don't know what's going on with that camera shot. Look at the player.
Well, that's the interesting thing, is she was in perfect position to help her teammates get into that A site.
Yeah, and then they just switched up towards
Right.
short.
Obviously, they can't know the setup that CLG is running.
Yeah.
But Artstar essentially was kind of a useless player, is basically like evening out the numbers just by default. So lining up here for another A execution. 2 smokes to work with on Goose Breeder and Artstar. Gonna be pretty standard. 1 towards connector, 1 towards top of stairs. Trying to get this plant down. Kath is on the stairs, and actually Benita is isolated in the site now, and they don't clear her out. Finally trade that one off. Kath as well has dropped down into closet. She's got herself 2 kills. Plant is going down. The bomb is going to provide that bonus money and actually making a little bit of this.
Yeah, that's gone a little bit sloppy there. That's 2 rifles recovered, and this is how you kind of lose rounds unless you can do that like Potter. Just spins up the heat there, takes down me here, and now it's just Goose Breeder. Bomb is planted. So time is, I guess, on her side here, and if you're not checking Tetris at any point, Miss Harvey, there might be a problem. That molly's actually cost them a bit of time. Challenge comes out, but here comes the lineup. Goose Breeder going big again, 1v1. And Potter's holding it. Potter holds it, Goose Breeder goes big again. This girl has been insane. That's 4 kills. That's another clutch on the board, and that keeps Team Karma in the lead.
What an incredible win from Goose Breeder. What a sick play.
Against her old team.
Yes.
So just like, hey, Karma.
That revenge.
It's an ample name. You got it. You are slow today.
Working on it.
Yeah, you'll get there.
I mean, regardless, you don't win a round like that without capitalizing on some mistakes from your opponents. So CLG not clearing that out initially, like you said, Miss Harvey, but still a ridiculous round to win. In a tough spot, and this has broken the economy of CLG. They can't buy any rifles into this. They're only on pistols. They're going to be able to buy next round. Benita has about 5 grand. Diane on 4 grand, so have plenty of money into the next one. But for now, this gives Karma a great opportunity to get up towards 12.
This is worrying for CLG Red. You losing rounds like that, that's how you tilt. That's the way you get frustrated. You go, okay, it was a 1v3. Okay, we sacrificed a couple of players, but okay. What is happening, Moses? What is this?
Well, at least right now knows, she says there's 2 to 3 in mid, so that's why you can see this execution get sped up, but it looks like another smoke missed, or actually no, it didn't miss. That's just the execution they decided to go with. They've got to be very careful. A lot of CLG members coming up connector. The Molotov is going to block them off for now. Artstar's being so aggressive. She's going to turn the corner, might see this boost coming in. Doesn't know there's a second player there though. Got to be careful. Just waiting for that time, and Artstar, she reacts very, very slowly. 3 on 3 now.
She just got executed by the player waiting so patiently for that. And now here we go. Emily coming in with this and is Dai to do the damage. And Emily, what's going on here? You've dropped the ball and there's the turn again. After what was a pistol, CLG Red pick it up.
Oh yeah, that's an incredible round to win. Somehow Team Karma give it right back to them. They have the bomb planted. They have a post-plant situation. and they lose the battle to pistols. So a free double op setup now comes out for CLG. They didn't have to buy either of these. That's a lot of money saved.
It's pretty impressive, to be fair. I don't understand CS sometimes, Moses, you know. Simple person like me. Just don't get it, really.
Pistols these days are...
Weird.
They're tough to deal with.
Well, it's just that you never know who's gonna... It's just... I don't know how it can turn around like that, but sometimes it does, and credit at least to CLG for going for that then. You know, I was questioning what they were doing, but fair play.
Yeah, so, I mean, somehow they make it work. Obviously, Rain was being a little overexposed, just solo up in middle. And we saw Karma with some really good setups early on in these rounds to prevent any kind of aggression, and that time they dropped the ball. Now aggression for Artstar up ramp. This is a fake, but they need to get some kills to actually sell this because no one's moved from the B bomb site, and Kath is just going to take care of it. Should be all over from here.
just straight up denies. Has absolutely none of it, and there we go. Very, very clean. What do you expect, though? They were only against pistols. It's not like they were, you know, going all out. But this is the big one. This is the ones that matter. These are the rounds that CLG Red struggled on. These are the ones that they need to keep getting on the board consistently now. As it is 11-12, CLG Red are finally in the lead after what felt like a lifetime.
Yeah, they've caught back up. Can't drop the ball here. Emily with that AWP. Send that flash over towards mid. Another one comes out. There's a smoke at the base of Catwalk, so this is going to allow them to get over towards boxes if they want. It's also much less risky than the window smoke to miss. But it's going to be aggression on a ramp for CLG, so they're not going to find anyone here. There is one member from Karma in Palace. There's an opening kill, though. Miha. She finds a member over towards B, and it looks like she wants to keep this up. Although Diane plays it a little bit passively. Now here comes the split onto this B bomb site. Diane's about to have so much trouble.
And Artstar's selling this pretty well, and as you said, Diane's gonna be the one on the receiving end. Di is gonna be just trying to do what she can with that AWP. Spot's put out towards short. That's Goose Breeder at least picked up his spots. Another by Bench, can't do anything with it though. Timing's not on the side, but CLG almost looking good then, but the bomb's not even planted and they're going aggressive here. They don't even give them the plant at this point. No, Emily 1v2. She has been insanely good at this so far, but this is maybe not one of those situations she can win. Let's see what she can achieve here. Currently not being able to spot them out. She does just, I think she just saw a shoulder then. So now knows where one is. Gonna get the drop on one. Can't land the shot. 40 seconds remain.
Yeah, she's found ways to isolate the one-on-ones, but here it is. Misses another shot. She found some of the battles she wanted to take, but just couldn't close them out. So it's gonna be Benita and now CLG with 13. They can start running away with this because without the plant, the money for Karma is not very strong.
And on the other side of things, Potter and Dai have been pillars of the kind of, I guess, money situation building up for CLG Red. They're on 8.9, you know, after reinvesting in some utility. They've still got those AWPs out. This is brilliant for them. CLG Red should be onto like a 14-11 scoreline. This is looking like a third map ordeal going to come through here. I wouldn't be too surprised at this point. Let's see what we've got coming into this round. This time, actually, no lurk. Roll for Artstar towards the Palace. That's a little different. Now it looks like an all-in B play on these pistols, where Di and Miss Harvey will be waiting.
As nades and Molotovs forces Karma back for now. Diane's going to get a new angle. That smoke comes out. She's going to drop a nade through it as well, and that does good damage. Rain down to 31, but the smoke is going to cover them until they get to the window, and Diane grabs one more kill. There's Miss Harvey chiming in. Sprays the bodies through the smoke. Really no avenue for this win from Karma, but look at them. They're just...
Hello. All right.
Well, she finally realized that it wasn't like a wall she was stuck on.
Yeah, it was like, huh?
She's like, oh, she's looking at the radar, realizing her dot's not moving. She's like, all right. Now
there's something here. There we go. All right. CLG Red now 14-11. Looking good. Like this is going to a third map. Those double AWPs have been incredible. And I've got to say, the one thing I've been thoroughly impressed with that B hold has been great. And then you throw into the Kath has been playing out of mind with Benita. Potter's been pretty quiet, but she hasn't had to do much at the moment. Everyone else has been the ones to deliver. And speaking of Potter, she does get a couple of shots through towards ramp, but no information gathered, and now will adjust towards mid. 3 players waiting. This could be her moment to shine.
Yeah, she's going to be smoked off, though, so now she's got to rotate back around towards window, which is also smoked off, so she might be assuming this is going to be some kind of a fast catwalk play, but joke's on her. They're coming right up mid through their own smoke. Actually, that smoke misses.
That's
so she's a little bit of an avenue, but there's Benita. 2 kills, shuts down the initial attack, gets a third as well.
Oh, the wombo combo between these two is absolutely sublime. Benita and Kath working off each other, one in dark, but here we go. Mia at least has a crack at it, but no, CLG Red get it to 15. They are back in this one. They are finally showing some life here after what looked like a defeated performance. Their T sides have been atrocious. However, their CT sides have been outstanding.
Yeah, 15-11 now, so they get 4 points to tie things up at 1-1, bring it into a third. And yeah, you're right, it's Kath in the lead, 26 and 17. Benita's 20 and 17. Those two have been playing fantastic. Emily back on her P90. No money for the AWP, so she goes for the next best thing.
Nailed it. Benita, Kath, can you do it again? Potter's there in support, but this looks like that default A is going to be coming through pretty soon. And the smokes do go down. So a couple of seconds now before we see exactly what they have in store. Benita's very close to side here. This could be good. Lovely counter flashes, but very little information to be gathered. She's just going through. Benita, what are you doing? She's walking straight into it. Now Kath has to be where the buck stops, but can't do it. And that was sloppy as you like. Where the hell was the beautifully well-formed duo that just destroyed them a round ago?
Yeah, that's not good. That might be a little bit of overconfidence, but the big saving grace, Miss Harvey on the flank, they are watching for it. This flash, I mean, that's definitely going to give away her position, but actually they don't react quick enough. Artstar's been tagged down. 2 members here on the ramp for Miss Harvey to deal with. She's occupied him. She can't use the Molotov. It would block her off. Molly goes into apartments, actually, and CLG makes it work. A beautiful retake of their own, and they're going to take map 2.
Sigh of relief then for Miss Harvey. You could see it. That means they are back with a chance in this one. There's a third map to be played between these two. And they fought so damn hard. I've got to say it. Their CT sides have been impressing me time and time again. And this time it was different players. It was different people stepping up. The combo on A was absolutely brilliant. You saw the combo on B being brilliant. Potter didn't have to do much because there wasn't that much attention towards mid, to be honest. There was occasional splits, but the smokes were there. But the play on the site was decent. Now, on the other side of things, Team Karma just seemed to not have any presence on that T side then.
Yeah, I mean, their T side would struggle on Inferno as well. I mean, the big thing is their CT sides have started out really, really strong, but at a certain point they get figured out by CLG. So both of these maps have gone like 6-1, 7-1, 8-1 for Team Karma, and then all of a sudden you see the pause, you see Potter kind of work something out, and then they string 3 or 4 together. And if you're going to have some struggles on your T side, you can't let your opponent get that kind of attraction on their own offense.
Yep, a lot of things to be taken away from this. Bearing in mind, our next map following this, if I'm not mistaken, will be Cash. So that's still yet to come. But guys, we're going to head over to the analysis desk to hear what they have to say about this matchup.
There's a lot to say about that matchup. It started to feel a lot like that 2-0 that a lot of you guys on the desk, a lot of you guys, there's 2 of you, but both of us were saying, kind of discussing, leaning towards Karma, especially after their performance on Inferno. But Mirage, after Tooth and Nail come back on that second half, like, why is this trend starting to establish itself where we basically see teams get incredibly close to 16 and then get it taken away from them? That's just another instance of that. We've seen like 6 or 7 cases of this, Yanko, at this event alone, where a team has such a close lead, such a huge lead, and it gets closed out by the opponent. What's happening here? I
mean, the thing is, in this particular case, I feel that, you know, these teams are struggling on their T sides, right? There are a couple of, you know, sloppy mistakes here and there, which, you know, the opponent capitalizes on.
You got any examples, particularly like missed smokes? Is that the kind of...
Well, either it's missed smokes or it's just, you know, not good enough timings, right? Doing an execute, right, which allows the CTs, let's say, to focus on one exit on the map, let's say connector. They clean out the Ts there, then they can focus on ramp, right, maybe, or on A apps. But if you would go all at the same time, that's when it works for the Ts, right? You overwhelm them. They can't focus on all of the things at once. And in the end, I think it was 6 rounds in the first half for CLG on the T side, 6 or 5, and in the end it proved to be enough.
Yeah, and I mean, you make a very good point there in regard to, like, basically not pushing as a unit. To me, that feels like something that you could do quite easy, something quick that you could change quite quickly. Is that, would you agree, Sapphire, that that's something that could be tightened up with that one call, like actually push together, guys?
Exactly. I think that was the issue. There's some miscommunications there. They weren't going together. They were getting anxious, especially, you know, Karma had the lead there, so they were getting excited. They're feeling it. Emily's op was on, and, you know, people started to get a little overly aggressive, not go with their teammates, and a severe lack of trades.
Did you get that AWP duel you wanted? Did you get to see as much of that?
There was some fun ops there, but they didn't actually go toe-to-toe too much.
I think what decided it in the end was, first you had Karma winning an eco round on the A-bomb side, completely resetting CLG Red's economy. But after that, CLG Red goes on to win the eco round right after that. And I think in the end, that's what broke Karma maybe, because they felt, okay, now we got we got a gift basically, right? Now let's, utilize this. Let's close out the game. They themselves get reset in the next round. So I think that was a big issue. Also, you can tell that these teams have strategies, right? You have a couple of smoke strategies towards the A-bomb site and so on. But I feel the problem is once the bomb gets planted, it's, not really being sure what to do at times. You see a lot of times players getting caught off guard, being shot in the back and so on. Maybe the communication is not as crisp as it should be.
So like what you're describing there is kind of what the desk found ourselves talking about when it came to Astralis. When they were getting these bomb down on the overpass games, the one that comes to mind, constantly having the bomb down on that T side, it was described by you as doing the hard work and then not being able to close out the round.
Are you really comparing a team that played against Fnatic?
Well, no, just in terms
I mean, I'm just taking whatever. But the thing is, the problem is that, right, it's a bit of a different situation, but in its core, right, it's the same in a sense that in those situations, it's always two things are the most important, right? Good communication so that everyone's aware of what's going on, and also, having enough composure individually to do the right thing, right? Not to panic, not to get, maybe too
excited as well.
Trigger happy or whatever. So yeah.
I mean, that last round we saw Benita pushing ramp when you really didn't need to, putting her team at a disadvantage. Fortunately, they had the individuals to overcome it. Were there any individuals particularly to you, Sapphire, that stood out on Mirage?
Kath really stood out for CLG Red. I think she was up to maybe 28 frags or so. So big match from her. She really turned it around from the first map, and she really carried her team there.
Is that something we see rarely, or is that quite a common
No,
place?
she's certainly a powerhouse for the team.
Awesome stuff. Well, we're going to go and talk about Cash in a bit. We're going to take a very quick break before we do that, though. Our third map begins for our semi-final after this. Do not go anywhere.